I felt like I need to be responsible. So I got rid of one of my favorite cars. I had just bought it. And then I became a Christian and I went, oh, I got to be good steward. So I sold my car and I had no car. And I get a call from this doctor and he says, hey, would you like to come over to my house for Thanksgiving? And I said, yeah, but I can't get there. I don't have a car. He goes, don't worry, I'll pick you up. So he picks me up and he says, you can stay the weekend with me. And I get there and I had a Saab. I had bought this Saab that I loved and it was all my colors and everything. It was everything that I wanted. I had it all tricked out. I had it all the way I wanted. I sold it to pay bills. And my friend came up to me and during the meal, he sat there and he took a set of keys and it had a ribbon on it. And he put it in front of me and he goes, those are your keys. And I went, this isn't very funny. These are Saab keys.
Listen here, Kenny.
It was Kenny.
Gentleman.
And Kenny says to me, he goes, oh no. He says, look out the window. I had a 900. There was a brand new 9,000 sitting in the driveway that he and his wife gifted me. At that time, that car was 35K. God wants us to do the things that we do because he loves us and he cares about us. This isn't about whether you give or don't give. What I believed in those days, I believe differently now. I believe when we give, but I believe we give cheerfully. You know, one of my friends really struggled because he was beat up about he was a pastor who walked away, and I'm not making fun of him, but he said, I hate churches that tell you to give and to give cheerfully and then beat you up about the money. I started to write him and I just knew he wasn't in the right place because that's not my style. My style is you give or you don't give. I love hearing testimonies of things that change in people's lives. I do. But testimonies should never, which is why I don't like the war story thing, testimonies should never bring us to a place of feeling guilty because guilt and shame were paid for on the cross just as much as any other sin.